Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today I want to talk to you about something that is actually quite close to my heart. So the reason that this particular topic is quite close to my heart is because it's one of the most common things we see happening when people with long-term back pain come in to see us, and it's something that seriously pushes people into a corner. It kind of keeps them there, if you like, and it leaves them feeling like they've got nowhere to go. So this talk is one that I've done hundreds and hundreds of times before with my patients. They've all had great results as a result of shifting their mindset, because that's what today's talk is all about. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys, because I'm confident that when you start implementing the stuff I'm going to talk about, you can get some great results as well. So what we're going to talk about today is that knowing what you're going to do to recover is actually more important than knowing the specific cause of your pain. So knowing what you're going to do is more important than knowing why it hurts. Now, many of my patients look at me in a pretty puzzled way when I say that. But there's a very simple reason for me saying it, and it comes back to what we've all spoken about before, which is normative data on back pain. For those of you who are in low back pain recovery, my back pain group, there's a video on normative data. So all you've got to do is go up to the search bar up the corner, stick a search for normative data on back pain or words to that effect, and you'll find that video. Okay. To summarize that video, normative data on back pain is basically the base level categories for all the different types of back pain. All right. So to recap that briefly, the groups go like this. Less than 1% of all back pain cases are caused by anything that's really nasty, okay? So it's something maybe like cancer, okay? Less than 5% are caused by pathology. So that might be something like an infection, not something that I as a chiropractor would treat. Around 5% is caused by structural changes to our spine. So that might include something like a spondylolisthesis or a fracture. And over 90% of all back pain is what we call multifactorial back pain. This means that over 90% of the time, back pain does not have one single cause and is instead caused by loads of different smaller factors all interplaying together. So to give you an example of what a patient might come to me with if they have multifactorial back pain. So they might come in, they've got some SI joint dysfunction, maybe they've got some muscle tension in and around that in the low back and in through the glutes. They then maybe also have a very busy, hectic lifestyle. Okay, maybe they smoke, maybe they're a little bit overweight as well, they don't exercise enough, and they get poor quality and quantity of sleep. So for these people, if you want to get on top of and make sure that we can try and reduce that multifactorial low back pain, we've got to tackle all those different factors if we're going to make that headway. So this is why things like X-rays and MRIs don't always show us things of relevance. So for example, you might see if you have some wear or tear in your spine, but you can't see the quality and quantity of your sleep, and you can't see your activity levels on those scans. So if we spend too much time, having scans, having tests, having these appointments, and going really, really deep, just trying to figure out what that one thing is, then we're really kind of missing the point, because 90% of the time, people don't have that kind of back pain. And for the other ones, for the other categories, all right, the other 5% and the 1% of back pain, those things are picked up in tests. Okay, so if we're having loads of tests and we can't find a specific thing, that's probably because you're in the 90%, but we're ignoring all of these big important factors. I've actually had patients say to me quite a lot before. They say, once I know what's going on, then I can move forward. But that specific mindset is the reason that we're stuck in the first place, okay? 90% of the time, we can't find that single specific cause. Human beings, we love to put things in little boxes, but back pain just 90% of the time doesn't work like that. In those instances, we need to take our energy, we've got to focus it on what we're going to do to move forwards, rather than just going round and round trying to find that single specific cause. Okay, so this logic can be applied to other situations. So for example, when people have back pain that switches sides, it used to hurt on the right and now it hurts on the left. Maybe it comes round the front into the hip sometimes, and it didn't used to do that. Maybe it moves into your bum or into the back of the leg a little bit. don't try and figure out why it's moved. Just focus on the things you know that you need to do to get better, and it'll take care of itself. So in terms of those things, in terms of knowing what you need to be doing, for my patients, I use what we call the 3Ms. So this is your everyday toolkit for moving forwards, and it's guiding you and your efforts on what you need to be doing to recover. Because even on your worst days, when you're in the depths of a flare-up, you can still do something. All right, we can still do something. So the 3Ms goes like this: mindset, movement, and mindfulness. So mindset encompasses having a basic understanding of back pain. We know the myths around it. We know how to use exercise and how to focus our efforts so that we're not wasting time. Movement is the exercise library. So that takes you from having a limited physical capacity to having a robust, adaptable spine. And mindfulness is where we use guided meditations, breath work, and cold exposure to literally reprogram how our brains are processing pain. So that's it, that's me done. All right, I hope you guys found that helpful. I hope you understand where I was coming from with that. We want to shift our attention away from trying to find that single specific cause, because for 90% of us that just isn't how it works, and we're going to push our attention instead towards our 3Ms, towards our toolkit for recovery. Now the reason I'm sharing this is because there is definitely a very clear distinction in our mindsets between trying to figure out where we are and trying to focus on moving forwards. And only by changing where our focus goes can we change how our spines feel. If we're always focusing on, why does this hurt, then we're never moving forwards or taking action. Sometimes I agree, it is nice to know why it hurts, but 90% of the time we're unlikely to know. So your energy is best served elsewhere. So I hope you guys can make that shift and start to benefit again soon. If you have any questions, then please feel free to ask away. I only want to be of help to you all. Enjoy the rest of your days, and I will see you again soon.